back with another DJ BrewTube Bears review. That's right, we're going two-fisted drinking time yet again. More double beer action to pour down my drink hole. And from whom do we have said brew to put my libation drinking happy face on today? We have one from Evil Twin Brewing out of Brooklyn, New York, US of A. Yay, yay! And what beers do we have from them today? We have their Grand Cru and Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition. That's a freaking mouthful. Both of them are American Strong Ales because they're blended beers. We'll get to that in a moment. They're both a limited serving, and they both clock it at 12.5% ABV and between 30 and 100 IBUs. Now, we're saying, DJ, what's up with this Grand Cru and the Cuvee stuff, double barrel and all that? Well, both of the beers start out as maple bourbon barrel aged stouts, and then a barley wine is blended in. However, when we get to the Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition territory, that's right, we have Imperial Stout that has been aged in Marsala wine barrels, and then they add the barley wine into it to make an awesome blend. I love barley wine blended with stout, especially when it's done right. This is Evil Twin. I'm not thinking it's going to be a problem. And from what I've read, there's camps out there that say, oh, the Grand Cru's better, the Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel's better, and they go back and forth, and they got it going on. So I figured, you know what, we're going to solve that. We're going to review these side by side, because that is the litmus test. So, let's stop flapping our gums and get into it. So, we're going to start out with the Grand Cru. We talk about the appearance is black, black as night, black as pitch, no light is penetrating through the beer. It's just black. So, when I swirl it, yeah, we're getting some nice head regeneration. We might get a little glass lacing. It had about a finger of head that quickly faded when I poured it. You saw in the pour video section. But we've got tons of alcohol legs, again, just coating the inside of this glass. But we do have a nice ring of small bubbles, khaki-colored, satelliting the beer. But take a look at that beautiful black water in the glass. It's pretty, but it's got to smell good, too. So you know what we got to do. We got to dive in for the aroma. Hello, bourbon. Nice hit of maple. Let's make my mouth water. Tons of chocolate. Tons and tons of raisiny dark fruit. Maybe that's coming from the barley wine. Tons of yeast ester. This smells like a cellared, barrel-aged imperial stout in a lot of ways. Chocolate, licorice. A good hit of vanilla. More maple sweetness. Dark chocolate, roast coming up now. Touch in the background of earthy hop. Maybe both of them are using Fuggle or EKG, both the barley wine and the Imperial Stout. Who knows? But more bourbon and more maple and just more delicious. A bit of coffee, leather, pipe tobacco, all that old shiznit you expect. But you know what I expect? To pour this down my neck. Let's dive in. Cheers! Yeah, that's well blended. Wow. Right off the bat, this reminds me a lot of Firestone Walker Anniversary Beer. I'm thinking like 15 this tastes like. I believe, if memory serves, 15 was real parabola heavy, and it had a good amount of Sukaba in it. Wow, this tastes like that. This also reminds me a good bit of Duke Brewing's Devil's Due, which I reviewed like eons ago. I got to do a side-by-side. I got a fresh version of that too. Anyway, I'm digressing. You're not surprised. But let's talk about the flavors of this beer. Up in your face is maple and bourbon. First bourbon, then after that, maple sweetness almost coating your lips. Then the chocolate comes in. A good hit of vanilla. Those dark fruits that I talked about are in there. 12.5%. It's totally freaking hidden. Maybe a little tiny warm in the chest, but nothing. Well, if you're accustomed to higher gravity beers like this, you're not going to feel it. If you're more of a newcomer to high gravity beer land, you may sense, oh, this is a little bit boozy. It doesn't come off that way to me, because this is basically the strength of beer I drink a lot of times. But wow, great flavors. A touch of coconut in there. Shout out to you, Average Joe at the Beer Patrol. Check out his channel, please. He's a homeboy of mine. He does great reviews. Anywho, man, that is just banging. Super tasty, super easy to drink. It's got the stout flavors in there, the dark fruits and everything from the barley wines coming up. Wow, that is well made. All right, does it keep getting better? I don't know. I haven't tasted this yet. We're going to find out. Let's dive into, or talk about the appearance first. Anyway, you see I'm excited. I want to start drinking it, of the Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition. It's black, black as night, black as pitch, same color as the other one. When I swirl it, Just like the other ones, we're getting a bit of regeneration, a little satellite of bubbles, actually less than than I was able to get out of the just regular Grand Cru, but it's still just as like thick and viscous, sticky coating on the inside of that glass. But man, more gorgeous black liquid. Happy the man. But you know what? It's so pretty. Yeah, whatever. It better smell good too, just like the other one. Let's dive in. Cheers for that what? Aroma. You see I'm saying cheers? I want to drink this shit. Man. First thing I get is actually that wine, that deep red vinous note coming from the Marsala. Wow, almost like a little tart, like tart wine. Marsala can have a bit of tartness to it as well, but like a tart grape thing going on. Bourbon. The maple is not as present in this aroma, but I'm getting tons of chocolate, coffee, more vinous notes. After that, the spirit bourbon notes come in. Good bit of licorice, less dark fruity in this because the wine fruitiness has kind of like inserted itself and taken its place. Not a hint of alcohol in the aroma. Chocolate, more of like an anise and licorice note. Some barrel char and some earthy hop. And now I get a bit of raisiny type fruitiness going in and burnt brown sugar. This smells freaking delicious. Let's go. Cheers! Wow. Wow, really different beer. You can still tell it's got sort of the echoes of this beer, but that maple sweetness has been tamped down and tamed a lot. It's there. You can't tell it's maple as much, but it's been comboed with the tart and acidic nature that come from the Marsala. It almost feels a little lighter and less thick and gloopy on the palate than the regular Grand Cru does, but it's still coating. It's a little less sweet, but the wine and bourbon notes are actually amplified on this, and I'm getting a bit of more like tannic barrel notes and char. The deep licorice notes that are in this are more, the deep chocolate and roasted and licorice notes that are in this are more eclipsed by the wine with char, kind of a brooding dark chocolate and latent coffee note as compared to the regular. Both of them are really, really tasty for their own reasons. And it's like you've got, this is like the base, right? Which it is, right? Because they've got an extra blend in here. But this is a sweeter affair, more chocolatey, more rich, thick, and like bourbony maple sweetness. The bourbon and maple sweetness are in there, but their friend wines come in and has had those acidic notes that have kind of like blended those sweeter notes down and made it a little more crushable in some ways. Both of them, the alcohol is totally hidden. They both got a little bit of burn, like right about here, about the bottom of the ribs. Not much at all, really light. Really, really cool beers. Let me take another taste of this. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this is more straightforward, like bourbon barrel aged imperial stout that's been blended. Where, like I said, reminds me a lot of some of the anniversary beers from Firestone Walker. This one has got way more wine notes. It tasted me more like a wine barrel aged imperial stout, but it's not super thick and gloopy because I guess you put that barley wine in there, man. But both of them are crazy drinkable and super tasty, and this is going to be hard to pass judgment on them. Anyway, let's start grading this shiznit. All right, at time of recording, Grand Cru from Beer Advocate is getting 4.43 out of 5, and from Untapped, it's getting 4.15 out of 5 A-pluses on both levels, right? All right, and just Untapped's a bit higher A-plus, and I would say the Grand Cru Untapped is just going into the A-plus, and Beer Advocate's higher. All right, so the Grand Cru Double Barrel Edition, the Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition. Sorry, I forgot a word in there. That means I want to drink more. Or I need to drink more, one of the two. Anyway, they are giving this, from Beer Advocate, 4.29 out of 5. And the Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition from Untapped is getting 4.17 out of 5. So, two 100ths of a point higher, than they did the regular Grand Cru. So what do I think? I think both of these are A-plus level beers. and for different reasons. This is the sweeter, more desserty, kind of straightforward brew, and this has got those a little bit more complexity. So I'm going to go 98, and I'm going to go 98 on both of them. Both of them are A+, and I'm considering them A+ level for both, and I'm also feeling pretty lucky that I picked this side by side, and they're both freaking awesome, because that just kind of rocks. So, have you had Grand Cru or Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition from Evil Twin Brewing out of Brooklyn, New York? If you have, let me know what you know, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth. Well, I also forgot to tell you that you got to think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. Because, hey, Evil Twin brewed this beer at Dorchester Brewing out of Boston, Massachusetts. You know? And they're in Brooklyn. Hey, they're supporting that craft beer movement everywhere. Hell yes. Oh, you know what's also really awesome? Is when you rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us. And you know what the hell you got to do after that. Right? You got to get up on it and smash that like button, because that, well, with definitely 32 ounces of 12.5% is all my beer drinking happy face is going to need to go into the astral plane tonight and chill. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, yes, I do chill, even though I'm kind of hyperspastic. The next DJs BrewTube, all I got for you now is just a bunch of Grand Cru Cuvee Double Barrel Edition and Grand Cru Drinking Love for you, and you know what's coming for you by now. Hell yes, that's right, a big ass pizza!